That doing the trick?
Yep, she did it.
All right.
Hey,
Toby
just
came
like
through.
before, I'm really turning into an IT guy, Michael.
Man.
That's why they call me the It Man.
I watched it. I watched it play out. It was beautiful.
You are the It Man.
You know that one karate movie called like Ip Man or something?
Oh, yeah. Dude, those are fantastic.
Is it not just supposed to be pronounced IP? Like everybody always says Ip.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's Ray Maltby's favorite movie, Michael.
I'm sorry.
Well, I remember he was talking about him, and so I went and watched him. And I was like, dude.
John
we
Wall's
got-
here.
Nice. Mike and John. How's it going, guys? Yeah. Great movies, though. Really, really good movies.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I just on his recommendation, I watched the first one, and then I watched like all 5 of the next ones just because it was so good.
I wonder what that little distortion we get from you is.
Distortion.
Yeah. When people watch the stream, can they see the text up on the page? I feel like they can't.
The text, like the
Yeah, like
text?
a rolling text, like on the. Can they see the text?
I don't believe so, because I'm looking at the stream on the YouTube side,
Uh huh.
and
Like if they're in the comments, can they see the? Like if you hit the comments, are you looking at the chat
I'm seeing the chat over in the comment section,
of
but it's
YouTube?
not. Yeah, but it's not on the screen.
It doesn't need to be on the stream. It's in the comments.
Somebody went turkey hunting in the comments.
Yeah, John. Yeah. Oh man, they all 3 got birds.
Let's go hunting, baby.
Congratulations.
Oh, there I
Oh.
accidentally did it somehow.
Nice.
Jelly.
Yeah, Mike, is there like distortion or static or something?
For you?
Yeah, like I'm just curious if they're
Yeah.
hearing it or if it's
I'm hearing it. Yeah, it's your voice is just too. I mean, you're just clipping it, dude.
Like it's something we'll have to fix in the future. You know, it's not
Yeah.
great. If we wanna just keep getting more and more pro, you know.
yeah.
It takes time.
Hey, Jay Whalen is here. Well, I did smoke 3 packs of cigarettes, so I think that must be what you guys are hearing.
No, yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Cowboy Killers.
Yep. I didn't actually smoke them. I just lit the packs on fire and inhaled it. So, yeah. Well, thank you everybody for bearing with us. We had some yet another completely new technical issue, but thankfully Tanner had to update the software. That's what it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So software needed updating, and
I'm the IT guy. I make $87,000 a year doing this job.
Beautiful. What don't you do? What don't you and Michael do for your business? I mean, who's HR?
make money.
We don't do our taxes.
Ah, got you.
We have that's about the only thing I could say we outsource. Europe, we got Max booking for us. But other than that, I think it's all me and Mikey and John.
Yeah. And this weekend we did have the Filthy Heathens. Their management booked this last weekend we did with them. So that was
Chris is
really
great.
awesome. Yeah.
He's great in all the ways a manager should be, and he's stern when he needs to be, and he's soft when he needs to be, and he always does the job exactly how it needs to be done. He could just probably sell a course on how to be a good band manager.
I would buy that course.
Yeah.
How much of band managing is just babysitting?
Well, those guys are completely competent, so there are awesome dudes who don't need. I mean, I'm sure there are some bands where they're probably just babysitting them, trying to keep them, but I would say it's more that like Chris creates like a force field of the world outside off of them.
That's awesome.
It's like that animal in Star Wars Episode 1 that creates that big shield that the Gungans are in.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's Chris.
Yeah.
He's that animal with the shield on his back.
And to be just to cut, because I think Chris really actually does 3 jobs. So he books, he manages, and he tour manages.
Yeah.
So the booking side, he's actually just booking the shows. The management side, he's coordinating their albums and booking the times. But then he is also on the road with them. Showing up. He's the guy to get paid, keep track of the ticket sales and all of that. So make sure they leave on time. But I'm sure they would still be on time if he wasn't there. Like Tanner said, they're very competent.
Yeah, I wasn't like giving him a hard time to clarify.
No.
I just meant like in general, a band manager.
I just more wanted to brag on them.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
of the bands we play with, those guys are just actually really got their stuff together. The and like Chris is like great too, where you could like go to any day in the tour. This is like Max. Max is like this too, where every day like how far you have to travel, how long it's going to take, what time you got to be there, where you're going to stay, how much you're making, and you can pull that up throughout the entire tour for any specific day. Which that is not how the Comancheros operate. Michael is great, but we're usually like Michael have like a weekend up, which that's not a knock to you either, Michael.
No.
You do a
Well,
great job.
there was like, I think it was like 2023 or 24 where I tried to do that, and I tried to be like, all right, we got to leave at this time because it's going to take this long to get there. And I think what it was like John just wasn't happy with my routing estimates.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, that's too long a time. So there was always like adjustments getting made, and he's just way better at that than I am. So I was like, this is just not actually helpful. So I was doing like work that wasn't helpful, and then it was like, all right, we need to be there at this time. John, what time are we leaving?
Yeah.
So makes it a little more fly by the seat of her pants, but
Is Sean gonna pop in tonight? Or is she probably seeping?
yeah, probably. I feel like he had a long weekend of windy drives.
Yeah.
So
And he got up really early to get us back today, so
yeah. So, but it was it was a good weekend though. Really good shows. And
So where were you? And where'd you guys play? What'd you do?
we did Meriden, Kansas first. And that was 1890 Ice House. Is that the right year? 1890?
I think so.
And
The Civil War was over. It was a good time.
yeah, and then we did Hutchinson, Kansas at the Red Shed, and then we went to Bucks in Venice, Nebraska. So, and I think 2 were totally sold out. I think 1 was almost sold out. So we got pretty well sold out of all of our merch while we were on this run. So
Yeah. So
it was a good
please,
run.
by the way, Tanner, I told you I was gonna update the website and everything, but I could not get the totes out of the trailer.
Sorry.
So I kind of restocked it, but the website is currently wildly out of date still. So please,
Okay.
if anybody's thinking about maybe buying some merch from the website, give me like 2 days, because you're just gonna get an email from me apologizing that thing is out of stock.
I would. you see
Comfort
Christian's comment?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would.
Ja, 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 ja.
Actually, if there's anybody out there that's got any cool, interesting T-shirt design ideas, we've got a couple that we're probably going to make. But if anybody's got any T-shirt design ideas you've been wanting from the Comancheros, we'd love to hear them.
Yeah.
I'm
we're
still thinking
kind-
we should do the tin types.
Oh,
10 times?
I've been hammering that for like.
What's that mean?
It's the Civil War style photography.
I definitely would do that.
I've been hammering on you
I
guys
still,
for like 2 years.
I want to do that for like the record and the vinyl,
Yeah.
and like I want to do that, but and like that could go on a T-shirt too, but
Yeah, just
uh,
I'm not gonna let that go until
no,
it happens.
I'm glad you are, because I really want to do that. That's got to be the thing. When we book it, I need 3 months in advance to go the hardest carnivore I ever have, so I don't look like a fat Civil War guy.
I've been doing keto, and I'll tell you what, I feel thinner, and I miss bread.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I wish I could never see a piece of bread again for the rest of my life right now.
Did you overbread this weekend, dude?
Well, I've just been for Lent. I've been doing
Oh yeah.
like I can have shellfish and stuff. So I've been doing a lot of linguine and clam and shrimp, which has been really good actually. But lots of bread all weekend. I was eating PB&Js for every snack.
But beer is fine during Lent, correct?
Depending on the person you talk to, it can be.
Uh-oh.
The people I've talked to, it is. But I have heard... I think the only mixed review I ever hear is whether or not Orthodox priests consider everything to be under the banner of wine or not. Because the beer would not have been present at the time that this tradition was started. And the reason wine is something that gets fasted on is because it's stored in animal skin. And the same with the oil. So, because beer was never stored in animal skin, it doesn't get... But, I think there are some, like Father Moses, I think, was one I heard. I think he might be out of Texas. He's a little more modern in some of his thinkings, but not in a bad way or anything. Just that, like, he might say, put all alcohol under the banner of wine. Yeah. But, anyway.
So I really want to get to the interview because I have a long list of questions. We don't have a lot of time.
Let's do it. Sorry, I was rambling.
No, I'm excited for this. I think people are going to be excited to learn about you guys, learn who you are.
I think they're trying to forget about us.
Look at all those comments. Come on, Tanner.
Yeah.
Come on, Tanner. You got low profile hats. Taken very seriously.
I don't know if you noticed here, half of them are Michael. So.
Hey.
I can't read. I just saw letters and I was like, neat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll let you lead here then, Nowicki. This is Michael Nowicki, by the way.
Hi. My name's Mike. I just been friends with Comancheros for a very long time. I've known Tanner for, like 12 years now?
Probably. It doesn't seem like it should be that long, but it probably is that
actually
long.
13 years, come to think of it, because I actually was 18. I was but a wee whippersnapper when this whole thing began.
Dude, I was like 42 then.
Well, I knew... So, just for some context, and I've made about myself, I did know you guys before you were the Comancheros.
That is true.
And I think that that's important to sort of get into... Because my goal is to understand how you got here, how you sort of became the Comancheros, who you are as people, and kind of your backstory. So I think to kind of dive into that real quick, something that drives me crazy. Can I swear in here or no? Is this a PG-13?
No, you can swear. I think there's like some YouTube stuff has
right, I will 100% just monitor myself. But
sure.
The opening question, at everyone's mind's tip of their tongue, how'd you come up with Heavy and Western, dude?
It was we wanted Michael, why did we want a slogan?
So we wanted a slogan because we knew we wanted to mix country and rock, which is, just Southern rock. But we also could see everybody's eyes glaze over.
Yeah.
If you say, hey, I play in a country band, people either love it or they hate it. If you say you play in a rock band, most people are like either really into it or like, oh, okay, that's fine.
And I think at the time we were even trying to get more metal on it because there wasn't as much of that going on, 10, 12 years ago. So country metal really turns people off, as far as the...
Except if you're Pantera.
Sure. But even they don't say that.
Yeah, and so it was just like, when you told people like, oh yeah, I really like Southern rock, like everybody's like, oh, I like Lynyrd Skynyrd, but for some reason nobody seemed to, that term didn't excite anybody.
And I feel like people are saying it now within the past 5 years, but they weren't like 12 years ago.
Yeah. So we wanted something that was like, would get the point across of Southern rock, but also would be new so that they would be like hopefully interested in it, not just like, check out. So that was the goal, just to get past the glazed eyes.
So to get to you guys, because I think that makes sense.
And Michael came up with it.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how did it start? So Michael.
Michael came up with it, and
was it like a pipe dream, or like what happened?
You mean the Heavy and Western?
Yeah.
No, it was just like we wanted the phrase. I mean, we didn't really know. Honestly, I think we were just trying to come up with something to say that was like catchy, put on shit, but Michael had a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, I brainstormed a whole list.
You remember any others?
I don't. But
Heavy and Western was definitely the like.
It's great branding.
Yeah, but I mean, I remember just like I came up with a list and I gave Tanner like 20, 25 of them, and I was like, I don't know if there's anything in here, and he was like, Heavy and Western. I'm like, okay, I was like, I wasn't even like that excited about it when I came up with it. So I'm glad Tanner had the vision to actually use it.
It was good. And then we were able to use the Blues Brothers joke too. We got both kinds.
Heavy and that's perfect. Yeah.
Which somehow we've still never printed on a shirt, so that needs to go on the list of
T-shirts.
Yeah. We should do a thing with like the Blues Brothers silhouette or something with cowboy hats on and do like.
So
we got both kinds.
My dad's old car is very similar to a Monaco. So if you want like an outline, just sit in that thing.
Okay.
Get the hats, you'll get it.
Perfect.
Yeah, you'll get it.
Ooh, that's a great idea.
Fun fact, I was thinking, you guys, I was at Home Depot yesterday. Some man was loading lumber with a heavy and western hat.
Wow.
And I was like, there he is. There's our boy.
Did you say hey to him?
No, I was in the car. I was driving by, but I saw him.
Nice.
So kind of to backtrack, because I think it's sort of, I don't think a lot of people know about your backstory, how you guys met, who you were before this. So Michael, where are you from?
I'm from Biggsville, Illinois. This is where I grew up. I was born in Monmouth. Yes, the same town as Wyatt Earp, in case you were wondering.
The resemblance is uncanny.
Well, yeah, so West Central Illinois is where I grew up, Biggsville, Monmouth, and I came down to Columbia in like 2013, I think.
What brought you down here?
Grad school. I was doing Greek and Latin at Mizzou.
Nice. So Tanner, how'd you end up here?
I was living in Minnesota at the time, right before it was 2013, and I was 23, and they usually say that's men's most depressed year of their life. And,
I believe it.
And I was trapped in a house up in Minnesota, and there was a lot of conflict going on in that house a lot of the time, and there was 6 feet of snow in the yard the entire winter. You had to shovel 6 inches of snow every morning to go anywhere. It was dark most of the day. And I was shift lead, so like, sort of schedule manager, you know what I mean, like a sort of manager of a sandwich shop, right? And which that was actually pretty fun. Working at Potbelly is actually probably some of my favorite Minnesota memories. But I remember my dad saying like, I was just complaining, I'm sure I was just like not in a very appreciative, grateful zone, and I was depressed, had that depression on. I was drinking like 36 hams a night, and
Were you not PBR at the time, or your hams?
I remember specifically always buying, but you could buy like a 30 rack of hams for like the price of like a 12 pack of Tall Boy PBRs.
There's economics.
Yeah, and I love hams too. Mm-hmm. I'd actually say I like hams a lot more than the PBR actually, but and my dad was just like, well, you could be miserable anywhere. You don't have to be miserable where there's like 6 feet of snow and you're pissed off all the time. But fair enough. So I packed up, and over the next, I think my parents came out maybe that weekend or the next. I'd already graduated. They brought a trailer, moved me down, and I was at the house for like maybe a couple weeks. And then I just started saying I was going to start applying to music type jobs, and I was headed south, and I wasn't going to go north, and I would take the first one I got. And the first place I applied was Palin Music in Columbia, Missouri.
So, Michael, your musical history, where did that start for you in terms of how you got into music, how long you've been playing? How'd you kind of end up to this current musical level?
Yeah, I started playing drums about 12 because I was homeschooled, and so there was no like class to take. So my parents were just like, well, we're going to do private lessons for my brother and I. My brother wanted to play guitar, so he got to play guitar. I wanted to play the DJ scratch thing because that
learned that about
really
Michael this
easy.
weekend.
I love this.
Sorry to cut you off. He said it was really easy.
I love it.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it looked easy, so I was like, that's cool. Yeah, but I would get really excited, and so when I got excited, I would do that.
I love when he tells this story to people in person because it's always really loud, and they're like, "Oh, good lord!"
Well, that's what my parents thought too. So they were like, "Drums."
That's a drummer.
Yeah. So which worked out. I was kind of, they did a rent to own thing from a guy down in Macomb, and they just rented the drum set, and they're like, "Now you can try it out for 90 days. If you don't like it," and just by the time the 90 days was up, I was like, "Oh, this is still a thought." I'm drumming now. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they had a good call.
And you still are in, but you were in a Christian metal band as well.
Yeah. My brother and I I think we started that in 2004.
What's up, Jeff?
And hey, Jeff.
That's my dad.
Yeah, so we've been spreading the good news and screaming and spitting blood since 2004.
So then,
what is that? 22 years?
I was gonna say, yeah. Wow.
Dang, dude.
I've learned never do the math. You feel a lot better. It's like a long time. That sounds good.
Yeah.
20 years, you're like, oh, that's like a car.
I don't
That's over half my
feel
life.
bad about getting older. That is one that I feel like has never really bothered me.
I found out I might have low testosterone, and I'm like, that's just, I'm going bald, man. Like,
They got shots for that, dude.
oh yeah, dude, just spike me up, hit me out there, dude. I'll be fighting in cages. Anyways, Tanner, your musical career, how did that kind of begin?
Well, it all started when I got into gas station boner pills.
That will kill your testosterone, I bet.
For recreational purposes. No.
You can snort them, I learned. Anyways,
what started? Say the
well, so
question
like,
again.
so that's Michael's backstory, musical backstory. What's
Yeah,
yours?
yeah.
How did you get into guitar?
Oh, my buddy AJ got one, and I didn't have a thing. You know, I remember my mom always saying, my dad too, saying that like I didn't have a thing that I didn't have a thing. You know.
Like a hobby?
Yeah, I mean, I did like play video games and stuff, but it wasn't like, you know, it was just something I like did in my room every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like played outside all the time,
Mhm.
like made, you know, I was doing stuff, but I really liked to cut down trees with a hacksaw and like shave them up into wooden swords. That was one of my favorite things to do as a kid. And like make staffs and like I actually still have one I made when I was in like middle school. That's like a little oak, about like it's a perfect walking stick. I shaved it and then I let it dry outside for a year.
Nice.
And
So you were very close to the Shire.
dude, I mean, I basically like, you know, if I wasn't doing something like video games or something, I was just out in the woods because my house is way out in the middle of nowhere, as you know. So I'd be out till dark every day, always, all day long, sometimes all evening for sure, you know. But then I got guitar because my buddy AJ did, and I was just like, oh, that's awesome, you know, it's cool. You know, I actually wasn't like a big music kid before that, really. I actually started growing my hair because I liked Lord of the Rings so much. It wasn't even because I started playing guitar, but
That's a really fun fact.
Yeah.
That's, you know.
it's like, and my haircuts were always stupid. I was like, I hated every haircut I ever got. I looked dumber every time I got my haircut. And I was like, I remember my dad telling me too, he's like, well, you know, because my dad's always has really long hair, and he's like, you just grow it out, because his would be like that too, just like short and super bushy and curly, and his is curly though, and he would just say, if you quit cutting it, you can just tie it back all the time. I was like, oh, and I got into Lord of the Rings, so I did that, but sorry, back to guitar. Yeah, it kind of became like something me and AJ did. We joined those CD clubs. I don't know, you probably don't remember those, but it was like for like you joined the CD club, and then you could get like 13 CDs for a penny.
Okay.
So the trick was,
What were the CDs?
so you could choose from like, they give you a catalog.
Oh,
They'd say,
okay.
like, so like I remember it took me like years to get all the AC/DC ones because they'd never put them all in there. And that was my favorite band, like starting off. But I basically went down, there was like a rock chart, like 12 best rock albums, and I just ordered like all of them.
Yeah.
Which some of them were, I wouldn't say are like best. Some of them were like current, like Linkin Park. But so I kind of just like dove into it, you know. Once I got that, my mom got me a Strat pack with the amp and everything, a little blue Strat.
So did my mom.
From, oh, nice.
Yeah.
From Circle M Music in Kirksville, and that's like, I don't know. I just had a thing finally, and I was like, I'm just gonna, and I haven't done anything else since.
So you guys, like, so you both basically, so you were in, just to kind of move along, you were in Minnesota for school, for music
Yeah.
school, right?
Yeah.
And then so you come down here, and then did you guys know each other when you both came down here?
No. And I'm always hazy on whether or not we met at Palin or Nash or somewhere in between first.
I think you always say we met at Nash, and I say we met at Palin.
I think it's just
But-
like more romantic to say we got met at Nash, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, because it's like
But- But we definitely did actually like first start playing together at Nash.
yeah.
That's
where we literally learned each other.
Yeah.
So wait,
I
just,
know.
oh, sorry, Michael, continue, I'm sorry.
Well, so he was like the sales guy at Palin, and then was teaching guitar as well. And then I got a job as a drum teacher there, so then we were around each other.
So how did you guys, like, so you met, were you friends instantly? Was it something that took time?
I remember being friends pretty instantly.
still
Like, I don't
remember.
really ever remember a time where we were like hanging around each other where we weren't like pretty close. The only weird thing though, for how close Michael and I are and have been for like going on the majority of our lives probably, is that like he got married like a week after I met him. So like I wasn't at his wedding.
Yeah.
So that's
That is
kind of
odd,
weird.
And I don't think I did. Did I even invite you?
No, and honestly, it might have been like a week before we met. Like it was so close. It was like it could have been from. Well, I don't even know if we'd hung out. You know. Like,
Yeah.
So it probably would have been
then-
strange if you had invited me.
But then I know pretty soon after that, we were starting the Comancheros because
Yeah.
it was like, that year, my first year of marriage, we were
Yeah.
starting to work on it.
Well, and I think actually we hung out one time when you weren't married. Remember, because I made you watch a movie and then I fell asleep as soon as it started, and you had to watch it with me snoring.
What was the movie?
That's
It was
right.
Outlaw Josie Wales. wasn't it?
Nice.
Yeah, because was that part of your pitch for the band?
Well, this is a great segue. How'd you start the band?
I think I may have pitched you the band before that, and that's what brought up the movie. You know?
Okay.
So yeah, it was just I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'd kind of just wanted to do a band like that, and
Well, the name is important.
oh,
here.
sure. So, growing up, I always wanted to play like rock and metal, and my dad and grandma were always like, "Well, you got to play country music," which is kind of strange now. Thinking like why dad was ever wanting me to. It's like dad likes all sorts of rock and roll. So.
But he saw the country in you.
Maybe so, yeah. And it was just like, or you should do this too. Like why do you have a stigma against this other awesome thing, And I remember I was in the car with dad and grandma, and I said, I think I was 16. I said, I'd rather be dead than ever play country music. And so, but one of my dad's favorite westerns to watch together. Thankfully, he's still around, so we still watch it together.
Wild Wild West.
Yeah, dude, I love that movie.
I'm sorry. The first time I saw it was at your house the morning after
Oh, yeah,
the show.
yeah.
Your dad was like, "You never seen Wild Wild West?" I'm like, "I have not."
My dad
He was
actually does really
"Sit
like
down."
that movie.
We watched that. I've never seen Hee Haw. He opened my eyes.
Oh, wow, that's kind of fascinating.
I grew up in Chicago, man.
Wow.
There's no Hee Haw there.
I didn't think about, like, my dad gave you a weird country crash course.
So I woke up before you guys did,
Uh-huh.
and it was just your dad for like 2 hours, and he's like, "You never seen Hee Haw?" I'm like, "I have not." He's like, "You sit down."
Yeah.
He just made me watch it. He's like, "Wild West, come on." He's like, "You better sit down for this too."
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
"I'm not going anywhere."
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's
Anyway,
cool.
sorry, but continue.
No, I was saying, he'll think that's cool.
Yeah.
But he always, we watch Outlaw Josie Wales, and the Comancheros are one of the big antagonists in that movie for like half of it, and he's like, there's all the cool lines about the Comancheros in it and stuff. But Dad's like, well, if you ever do have a country band, you got to call it the Comancheros. And for some reason, it really stuck with me, and from up until when we started the band when I was 23, and
You were 23 then?
yeah.
Sorry, I remember you
Yeah.
like he is an adult.
Yeah. So I'm always the age of the year. So you met me when I was 23.
Mm.
Yeah. And that's pretty well it.
So like in terms of, so you have this idea. Do you pitch it to Michael when you watch Lord of the Josie Wales?
I
that
basically
night?
took him on a date to pitch it to him.
Where'd you go to eat?
It was at Broadway Brewery
Nice.
downtown, and I think I actually even just said I want to pitch you something, didn't I? Or did I?
Yeah. You were like, I have an idea for a band, and I want to pitch it to you. I got a name and everything. And I was like, what's the name? And you were like, I can't tell you.
Yeah. I had to because I knew it wouldn't hit if the whole story wasn't there,
Yeah.
And I felt like it'd just been kind of this thing I'd been cooking up in my mind for a while, because it was like I was playing in metal bands, like kind of stoner bands. I'd gotten into this group of buddies up north who were playing like traditional country and like Hank 3 type stuff, and I was like, there's got to be a way to do this together, and that name seemed like it should be a part of that,
So Michael, what was your thought? You get pitched this. What do you think?
So, I had dropped out of grad school because I was actually really bad at Greek and Latin. And my dad had encouraged me. He was like, hey, if you don't want to be a Greek professor, just do what the thing is you want to do. Why not just play drums? So I had kind of made the decision that I was like, well, I really want to. So I, dropped out of college, but then I was going to stay in Columbia, and because there was more music going on, and I was trying to play around with different bands, and I was just like, I'm just going to be a hired gun, and that's what I'll be. And then, so when Tanner pitched this band, it was like, well, yeah, sure, why not? Like, I could have a, like, I could have a little side project that's, while I'm trying to tour with real bands, and so it's just like, yeah, it's just another thing to work on, and why not? Honestly, did not expect it to go this far. So,
yeah, weird. Yeah, and it's when you think about it like that, it's like, I don't know on other people's metrics of success or anything, but it's like we have done a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like it will be at least remembered by a couple people.
All 5 that are watching.
Yeah.
and and a couple people, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
by the way,
sorry, Mike.
I would just like to take this moment to those folks that are watching. If you haven't smashed the like button, please do so. I don't know what that does, but YouTube seems to think it matters.
YouTube's like, oh yeah, every time you smash it.
The great Silicon Valley overlords have moved slightly. They feel very good.
Hit it again.
I basically imagine Silicon Valley as Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
And YouTube is a small tail, and it's just like, oh, feed me.
I just hate the word Silicon Valley.
Well, it's from all the tech bros in the 60s from
I
the
know.
From the microprocessors.
I know, but it just grosses me out for some reason.
The internet grosses me out, but here we are. So anyways, so you start this band. The idea is there. How do you begin? Because to slightly jump, I know that there's an acoustic EP that almost no one's heard.
Sure.
So how did that start?
I think it
Have a
honestly
full
just
band yet.
Yeah, we didn't have a full band yet, and we were like, this would be easy to do it like this. And I think we were thinking too that there's this, for anybody who hasn't started a band, there's sort of this process where you're kind of trying to figure out all the, like, who gets a say on what happens, whose vision wins. Mm-hmm. It's like when everybody kind of gets together at the same time, it's like there sort of becomes like an accidental vision that happens between the 4 things they like, or an intentional one by what they talk about. And I think we were so set on what we wanted to do, it was like, we're not going to have somebody come in and like change it. Mm-hmm. So if we had like an EP ready, I think we were thinking like, well, here, learn the songs, and here's the tunes, here's what we play.
Yeah.
So
do you play any of those songs still?
No, I haven't played any of them in a long time. They're so cool. I still like them though.
No, I have that album. That's good.
I think I did one an acoustic. It was Drop B too, which was really neat. The go down, down.
Yeah, but we did put that was Black Wizard, and we put that on the Live at Duke's.
Oh yeah. So it made it into like an electric form that we played as a band later. I forgot about that.
Oh, sorry. No.
If you buy that CD, is that on there?
Yeah.
Nice.
I have a funny memory. I didn't really know you very well, and I was like, I'll buy their EP. They're my friends. And you handed me like a shotgun shell with the USB in it, and I was like, oh, this is sweet.
I just found one of those when I was cleaning out my room. Yeah.
I still have it somewhere. But
nice.
Mikey, I also found the one remaining copy of the Tumbleweed single.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The teal and pink Time Machine.
Yeah, which I think was my first real like art thing I made for us that was like visual.
Oh, nice.
The cover for that.
I love that cover.
And I went and took my boots and like whatever I used in the picture and took pictures of it on the deck.
So my mom has a text-in question.
Okay.
Which is, how has your song topics changed over the years?
I would say they've gotten less like you know how like rock and metal songs can sort of be like non-personal art.
Yeah.
Like a song about a black wizard, for instance, right? Like
we all know one. We all love them.
Yeah. So it's like that's I don't do as much of that anymore. It's usually actually always something very real that has happened, or like a dramatization of something that has happened to me recently.
So can you give an example?
Yellow Roses, or all acoustic ones. If I could pick a way to go, those are actually like I really would have preferred to die that way than from singing home from COVID. But you're not supposed to say that one on YouTube. Demonetized.
Right.
But I would say that for me, like less. I don't know, what was that the right word, Michael? I should say like non-personal art, where I'm thinking of something that's like not about my feelings or.
Yeah, I think the thing I would how I would phrase it would be, it's rock and roll is often a lot less concrete in its imagery, and it's talking about like emotions, living fast, and it might use concrete images, but it's like it's very often not telling you a story.
Mm.
It's just saying cool phrases.
Yeah, like Born to Be Wild would be a good example. It's just like,
Yeah.
get your motor running, heavy metal highway. It's like
turn on the Forerunner, go for a drive.
Yeah.
You know?
hey, I like smoking lightning. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, what's that mean?
Well, so this actually leads in well, and it's kind of a jump, but so that to me is like a Rorschach song. You create your own meaning through what you hear.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
So like, when I think of that, it's like, oh, sick. Or when I think of like,
And I love that stuff. I'm not saying
no, I'm not saying it's not, but like, so did you moved into sort of the more personal experiences through time?
Yeah, and I think those just roll a little better for me. Like I feel like if I'm
Why?
I feel like if I'm doing the Rorschach song,
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to try to think of like what will people think. I start thinking about it more like math. I think I'm worried about rhymes and stuff, and
Mhm.
like I'm trying to do like a logic puzzle to create a song that I think has cool words in it.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, and I think it's just because I'm not pulling from something.
Yeah.
Versus like a few of the songs I've written, it's like, I mean, the really personal ones like make bam, 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 bam. That's some of my favorite ones. So I think over time I've just kind of gotten more where I'm like, well, not only is that way easier, but it ends up being a lot better, and it comes like that.
Yeah.
You know, if I can just find the right topic.
So between who writes the song, is it 50-50? Is it you? Is it Michael? Is it both?
It used to be a lot different. Michael used to completely write all the lyrics, and then I would do all the
instrumental.
And then Michael, I don't know, when would you say like John being around kind of would probably change that when he sort of joined the band?
Yeah, I think so, because like on Heavy and Western, there's 8 songs. I wrote 6 of them. Lance wrote Bobcats and Beer Cans.
Oh yeah.
And then you wrote Nowhere I'd Rather Be.
Mm-hmm.
And so then on Too Old to Die Young Now, I'm pretty sure I wrote lyrically all of those except World That Moved On. Again, just lyrically, but
sure.
Then at some point, like you just kind of kept coming in with a few more, like Yellow Roses was like just came in fully formed.
It might have
Happy
been
Birthday.
COVID that kind of got, gosh dang it, that got me
the big vid
got me like sitting home just writing songs, like trying new things that I hadn't done.
Yeah.
So just to backtrack, because I think it's important to have some level of chronological here.
Mm-hmm.
So you start, you have this whole idea for a band.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you actually begin the process of making a band? How do you pick? Because it's not just you guys. It's been many people. It's been Josh. It's been Kyle. It's been a lot of different folks. How do you sort of begin that process of like, we're going to make a band, we're going to start playing live? Like, what did that look like?
Mikey, you want to take that one? I'm actually trying to get music queued up real quick again.
Yeah, so we did the EP where we would get together Thursday night and finish writing a song and arranging it, and then like Friday morning we would get together and record it. So for several weeks we just got together Thursday night, practiced, and then Friday morning at like 7 we'd go to the gas station and get just like the biggest break-time coffees we could. And then
I remember throwing away so many of those.
Yeah.
Like, were they finished?
Oh yeah. We just like, but we had like a couple trash cans up there in my uncle's apartment, and it would just be so many.
Yeah. But it was a fun experience.
It was.
Like we got Becky to do a duet on one of those.
Is that for the EP or is that for the first album?
For the first EP. Just the acoustic one. And then when we decided we wanted to try to get
Steph Katie played on it too.
Yeah. Some other Palin teachers got in on it, and we were really happy with it. And as soon as we put it out, I sent it to one of the guys in town who booked the Blue Note, who was actually playing the night at Broadway Brewery when we talked for the first time about it. He was playing his solo show.
Shut up, Becky.
Yep. He did a lot for us.
He really did, yeah.
So he
and
but
give us
I remember,
some of the only honest criticisms we've ever gotten, too. Like,
yeah, because it, and so I sent it to him and was like, hey, so started a new band. If you ever need an opener, we sound nothing like these recordings because we're going to be a full band. And that was kind of when I was like, oh crap.
yeah,
We needed to like, this is not, we didn't represent ourselves well about what we actually want to do live. So we, Tanner was living with John White at the time.
The most dapper man in all of Columbia.
You could say that.
biggest pants I've ever seen that he would wear.
Actually, I will say, I saw him out at dinner once. He bought my dinner.
I mean, John White's
He's a
super
great
nice
guy. Yeah, great guy. Yeah.
I love the dude.
Yeah.
I really love John White. But he had these pair of pants where, like, he could have been doing a whole dance routine in there, and, like, the pants wouldn't have moved. That's how much space he had in there. He'd been freaking doing that Elvis dance in there, and the pants
I
aren't
am
moving.
sure that your fashion sense does not fit those pants, but for John, they fit.
I remember Jared
No,
always used to just see him laying there and he'd laugh at him.
I think that's the point, Michael. They don't fit. They're too big.
What can I say? Yeah.
So, but we got John.
I'm gonna text Jared John White's pants, just see what
But yeah, John started playing bass, and well, I guess we had John Green. We actually went up to your folks up in Kirksville and practiced with him a little bit.
Yeah, our actually very first time, like, all playing together. John was there playing second guitar. He and I were playing guitar at the beginning together.
Yeah, so we did 2 shows, one in Columbia, one in Kirksville, and that's right when John Green decided. So we had a John Green and a John White in the band at the same time, and
You're collecting them
John,
all.
yeah, John Green.
You're
was
gonna
like,
get John Yellow.
he was like, he was driving a ton for his work right then, so he was like, I can't drive down 4 hours right now, so he bowed out, and then we just kind of started the ever cycling member thing that we do.
But we've had great folks in the band.
We have we've
We've been very fortunate of the people that wanted to play with us.
and I'm always very thankful for even when somebody comes in for a little bit, and maybe it doesn't work out for them or for us, but like they still put in the time to learn the tunes and be a part of it, so we're always very thankful for that.
So I do want to backtrack a little bit, because when I knew you in college, one of the biggest things was, I remember, it's not really a touchy subject. I remember you were being given a hard time for your voice.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that was a big issue, and I remember saying to you, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
How did you sort of overcome that as a person?
Why do you say it's touchy? Just because...
Well, I don't want to dig into your past too much, but when you first started, I remember being like, Tanner can't sing. I remember hearing that specifically, and then, of course, I know you learned and all that, but what was that like for you?
I'm glad somebody said it, really, because I do think it made me think about it a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually, like, from then on, was always trying to decide how to make it better. So, actually, probably one of the, kind of like, we could, so the thing Pat K was, like, honest with us about, that I feel like a lot of people just would have never been honest, was that there was a while we were running with 2 drummers.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Cochran was the other drummer, and we were kind of a little more Allman Brothers-y in that sense, So it was like, it was kind of being, it was like Allman Brothers without the jam.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were just like trying to write songs like Skinner, but be like Allman Brothers,
Mm-hmm.
And the he told us, he's like, I think Michael finally asked him, like, is there a reason that, like, we never get anything? And he's like, yeah, we can't deal with the 2 drums. Like, and it was just like, oh, well, thank you. So we just, like, and Cochran was always kind of more like, he didn't really want to be in the band anyway. Like, he had fun, and but he wasn't like wanting to go play out of town and stuff and things like that. So it was just like, oh, okay, well, then that was instantly like, we got down to just 1 drummer, and it was like, oh, just opportunities started happening.
And then pretty soon, I when I emailed him and said, hey, just to let you know, we did, we're down to 1 drummer, it's official, and he was like, cool, and then like. And he was like, yeah, that's good. Like a week later, he emailed us and said, hey, we need an opener for Randy Rogers. It's sold out, like 1,000 people. We're like, oh, awesome.
Which, like, credit a whole bunch of stuff came from that. But anyway,
Yeah.
to go back to the people who said I sucked at singing, and actually wasn't that. This is kind of a weird one, because I technically had a guitar degree, but I wasn't really like thinking of the kind of player I was, and I wasn't incredibly competent yet. You know what I mean? Like,
what got you there? Was it just playing?
well, yeah, and doing a lot of Nash Vegas type stuff where I was just like forced to be a musician versus just like what scales do you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there was actually a really close person who was really close to the other person who was really encouraging me to not play just guitar anymore, but try to get good at like mandolin, maybe a little fiddle, and be an auxiliary guy because they thought that I wasn't suited for like lead guitar or singing. And that they're like, well, you're likable, and it's like you play guitar pretty good, so like you could learn a little mandolin, a little fiddle, all these other things, and you become an auxiliary guy for somebody else, right? And I've always felt that there's like when you're deciding if you want to play like in the band world, there's two paths. There's either you get so good at something that you get so likable that somebody would pay you to be there as their guitar player or whatever, or you become the thing that hires people like that, right?
Yeah.
So I think there was a point where I was like, I think I need to be the second one because I'm not good enough at guitar to be the first one. And I really didn't want to be an auxiliary guy. But I think that criticism also like really, really made me start woodshedding in different ways. It's like I wouldn't say I was bad at guitar, but like I definitely... The bad criticism's good.
Yeah. Well, when it's honest, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I shouldn't say bad. It's actually good. It was the best criticism, but it was honest. And like if you can handle that and just fix it, it's like I would say I'm probably a much better singer and guitar player because of it.
Yeah. So Michael, in terms of your drumming, because you came from a metal background, how did you sort of adjust on that first EP, first album?
I slowed way down. Honestly, that was the hardest thing was just keeping time, because I had played for years just as fast as possible, and there really
wasn't
wasn't
30-second notes for like
yeah, one a ditty and a ditty, two a ditty,
Mr. Peart.
But so that was a really big adjustment, and like playing a shuffle even was just like nothing I'd ever done. And so I just got a bunch of Buck Owens and put it on a playlist and just ran it like every day for weeks, and but just like it's like you're playing less notes, but the notes matter more. So that was a big adjustment of like, okay, I'm going to play 1/5 of the notes that I would normally play in a song, but it's absolutely imperative that it goes in the exact right spot.
It's like
my
metal
metal
guitar
band,
like David Gilmour.
Yeah. The Gil.
But my metal band always just would randomly not have a bass player for so long, and because there's no like the rhythm is just happening so fast, there's no real like sync up the same way there is in like a rock band. So playing Nash
Except
Vegas.
Carol and Dave, by the way.
Oh hey Carol and
Glad
Dave.
you guys are here.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was just like there was actually a bass that I could kind of like sync up to for the first time in my life, and that really just made a huge difference.
Was it hard to adjust to, or was it easy?
No, I thought it made everything way easier, because it was like, oh man, I feel like I've got bumpers on my bowling lane now, and I've been just flying without them for all this whole time. So.
And sometimes too, I feel like there's something really awesome about like getting into a new venture in music where it's like really fundamental.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where you go back to almost like the beginning in a way of like something you're thinking about. Like when I'm really forced to take something like, whoa, it's like a whole new deal. I really, really find that exciting.
So you guys are at like your first album, so we're kind of there. What were some, like, were you bringing in different influences at the time, or like were you aiming for something, or was it just like we're gonna make music that we like and go from there?
Well, I would say we didn't really make the kind of like that first EP. It's like I wouldn't say it sounds like Motorhead and Johnny Cash.
Was that the goal?
Well, you know, it was always kind of this like, we want to sound like Judas Priest, AC/DC, Motorhead, Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, and Merle Haggard, and Willie Nelson. You know, somehow like morph those together. And
well, to be fair, it did kind of work.
Sure.
I mean, you brought a lot of different influences into your music.
Sure.
But in my head, it's like it's very Skinner.
Yeah, and obviously that's like, you know, we were acting like we were creating something new, and it was just something Skinner did in the '70s. But
well, to be fair, I don't think that's fair enough to you. I think you guys definitely took a lot of different influences and made them your own. But in terms of like influences that you brought in, were you planning on that when you made that first album?
I just don't remember a whole lot of planning.
Now, just to clarify, when you say the first album, are you talking about Heavy and Western, or are you talking about the first EP?
Heavy and Western.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Jeez. I'm sorry. I was thinking
No,
EP
that's kind of my fault.
All right,
but EP, Heavy and Western, we're at the first kind of official Comancheros venture.
Sure.
How do you kind of bring in your influences? How do you approach it? How did it kind of happen?
I don't know. What do you think, Michael?
I mean, I'm not too proud to say that there was, you know, there's definitely songs where we would go, man, you know, this Cadillac 3 song or this Blackberry Smoke song was like, that's a great template for a song. Let's keep that in the back of our heads while we're doing this, you know, or what if we did this Willie Nelson song, but it sounded like Motorhead was playing this Willie Nelson song or something like that, you know.
I remember a specific one. That's kind of fun if we really want to out ourselves.
Yeah, do it. This is the interview. This is what we're
Michael, should I not do that?
No, go for it.
Caffeine, or no. White Trash Throne.
Yeah.
I'd been listening to that Cadillac 3 album, Bury Me in My Boots.
Great album.
Yeah, it's amazing. Incredible album. But there's this song, I think it's Slide. That and I'm thinking like, I'd like to write something like that. It's like it doesn't really end up sounding like it because we changed it a lot. Like, but that's like I was like, I want this vibe for a song I'm writing.
Yeah. And I remember when we did Caffeine, Nicotine, and Weed. I remember we were specifically like, man, all of Whitey's tunes has a really cool feel. Mm-hmm. So there wasn't a particular song on that, but we were just trying to figure out like what makes his feel so good.
Yeah.
You know, so that one was kind of like a study in rhythm, I think.
So around that first album, did you start to get noticed, some level of success? What did that look like for you? Because I mean, I remember you guys were all of a sudden like you were gone all the time.
I don't know if the album did it, but I think that's just like kind of following up where we were before with the Randy Rogers thing. It was like Randy Rogers, I think, got us Tumbleweed. Mm-hmm. And then that was kind of As the Tumbleweed Blows where it went next.
and we met Jim that night too. And
I met Jim Guthrie, who booked us.
Started booking us in Kansas City.
Hundreds of gigs probably over the years.
Was that how you kind of took off, would you say?
Well, I mean, if I don't know if I'd ever say I'm kind of waiting for us to take off, but
well, I mean, so yeah. My memory is just to go back.
Sure,
you guys were playing. What was it? The Social Room.
Yeah.
There's no one there.
Yeah,
and then I leave. I come back to town. All of a sudden, you guys are gone all the time. You're playing big shows. You're at Sturgis. I mean,
yeah.
Clearly, you had a pretty high level of success for a band.
Sure, yeah.
So, I mean, was that when it kind of started, or what was it look like?
I would say that was us having a couple good internet blips, and Michael being the most relentless reacher-outer to people that has ever existed.
I send emails.
And I think it was just like, I think some people were finally like, okay! You can play the gig, damn!
just stop emailing. Actually, fun story. We on the Night was written about. I just literally could not get anybody at a major booking agency to like get back to me on anything, and so I just started calling them every day. I would literally just call their front desk and say the Comancheros are coming, and then hang up. I did that for about a week, and as rock and roll as it sounded at the time, terrible idea. So don't do it.
Why was it a bad idea? It was
Well,
annoying.
Because it's only cool when like Alice Cooper said he did it and then he got the record deal, but in real life it doesn't happen.
Yeah. So actually, probably got us blacklisted from
Yeah.
a certain agency. But then I saw I missed a call from that agency, and I was like, oh my gosh, here we go. And I just got this perfectly normal voicemail saying, hey, just reaching out, just give me a call back when you can. And I was like, oh man, here we go. And I called back, and I was like, hey, I'm just returning so-and-so's call. And they were like, what? And you could tell that she didn't know what was going on, the lady, she was very sweet. and she was like, what's this about? And I'm like, I got a voicemail. I was just returning it. And then she said, well, what's the band? And I said, the Comancheros. And she said, oh, yeah. He gets really upset sometimes. So, so he was just calling to chew me out. And then thankfully wasn't in the office when I called him back. So,
Well, I mean, so what happened from there? I mean, like, did you get booked? Did
Absolutely
you
nothing.
get nothing? Okay.
Nope. Nope.
All right.
we wrote We Own the Night, and still have never really worked with that agency. So yeah.
Well, Michael, that's actually a great question for you. So you're kind of the booking agent, I guess you could say. What have you learned in your experience, and like how do you kind of approach that now? What's changed? What have you learned over the past 10 years?
Send emails like Ernest Hemingway.
My dearest brother.
And act bored. I think that's the thing I've noticed when like I first started writing emails. I'd try to like write it like a salesman, and just be like, "Hello, I've got this great opportunity," and then I started like, listening to interviews with booking agents, and they were like, so how many emails do you get a day? And they're like, oh, about 800, and it was just like, oh, geez, okay. So I would just be like, all right. I've got 3 sentences, like, hey, I represent this band. They just did this cool thing. I'm asking about this. Line break, yes or no question. And, not asking, like little things like don't ever ask, do you have any dates we could have? But ask, do you have this date? Because if you ask them, do you have any dates? Then they've got to go look at the calendar and decide what dates might work, and that's work, So ask them a yes or no question, and they'll get back to you. And they'll probably tell you no, but at least they got the email, and then you can go, oh, well, what about this date? And you can kind of keep, if they never reply, you can't, you can follow up, but you can't really just keep badgering them. So it's like you ask them a quick yes or no question, and then you've got them on the hook.
So you have your first album or two. How do you end up sort of doing bigger shows, and how do you end up in Europe?
Europe was Them Dirty Roses, and so we knew Them Dirty Roses went over with well, not just them. It was a matter of attrition. That how we do most things. We just badger them into working with us. I mean, for the sake of sounding cool, I should say that they reached out to us, and we, but Them Dirty Roses went over to Europe in like 2016. And I was like, cool, I want to do that too. So I reached out to them. They said no. And I basically just every year would reach out to them, and they would just tell us no. And then we talked to Them Dirty Roses, and they were like, oh, well, we'll get you in. So like they emailed them and said, hey, you guys got to check out this band. So then they like replied to both of us and said no. And it was like, oh, okay. And then I was talking to Blackberry Smoke's manager Trey, and he was tons of great insight and advice, and said something about Europe, and I'm like, yeah, I'd like to get over to Europe. And he's like, yeah, you need to talk to Teenage Head. And I was like, I have. They said no. They've said no a couple times. And he's like, what? No. I'm going to send him an email. And so basically, we just had to get enough people to go twist their arm, and Trey was the one to finally twist their arm, and then we went over and had a great time. And so we've been over twice now. Well, 3 times total, but 2 times with Teenage Head. So.
Was it nerve-wracking first time you went?
Not for me, because my metal band's been over several times, and we went over in 2021 and played some shows in England. So
That's
I feel like
exciting,
overall,
you know?
Yeah.
yeah.
It doesn't seem like it was that big of a deal to you guys. I kind of thought it'd be more of a sort of monumental moment of like, our band's going overseas.
You know, I just don't really get that thing where like people have these like moments where they're like, I've done the thing.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like I'm just like, people like, oh wow, we got a music store now. That's crazy. I'm like, yeah, it's different than it was. You know, I don't know. I don't really ever look at anything like that. Like
it's probably healthy, by the way.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah. But I also don't really like build up venues or anything either. You know, where it's like, oh, we gotta play. If we play this one, something will have really changed in my life, and I'll be a different. You know. But it was incredible to go just like see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that was probably just, I don't know, going to Europe's dope. It's like, it's cool to see where the ancestors came from and what they built and what's still left.
It was, I think part of it though was kind of weird because we expected, when we went to England, we expected there to be a little bit of a buzz from that. And it was like nobody cared that we had gone to England. And then when we went back, when we announced the first European, like the continental tour, everybody was like, oh my gosh, you're going to Europe. And I was like, yeah, we went last year, or 2 years ago. You know, I was like, maybe we didn't tell you. I don't know.
So, like, coming back to the States, when did you start to see more people coming to your shows?
Still waiting on that.
Now, to be fair, you guys play Sturgis. You played some Tumbleweed.
Oh,
yeah. You know, to be fair.
I think, it's I don't know. It seems to... You get this, like, roll of buzz, is how I'd put it. So I feel like it's happened, like, several times, but then dies down, you gotta find the next thing. You know, it's like, if you played Firewater Whiskey Myers Festival, and then we had the big mural painted in Nashville for our album coming out, it's like, then they see that. It's like, they get, like, 2 or 3 of those things, they start being like, oh, I gotta go see these guys.
Yeah,
You know, it's like, I feel like you're always chasing that snowball of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, nobody ever cares about what's already happened. They only care about what's going to happen as far as, like, your hype.
Yeah.
And maybe that's more of a, like, you have that, like, you know, these guys might really blow up thing.
Yeah,
Versus like, well, if they did it and they're still here, then they didn't blow up from that, you know, so. But, I would just, anytime we got stuff like that going on,
What have you learned, like, per album? Like, so going into each one, how did you sort of change? What did you grow as?
I think we learned on the first one, the Heavy and Western album, that the studio name doesn't matter because we did the first 4 songs in House of David Studios, and like that's where Clint Black recorded Killin' Time.
There's also like Elvis's old studio. It was one of his secret ones where he could come up from the garage and his piano's there.
Oh, that's cool.
So it was just it had all the mojo. And we had to fight so hard to get that to sound decent. You know, it was just like the whole time was just like, oh man, like we really had to work to get it to sound the way it did. And then the second half of the album was recorded in my living room. And Nolan, the guitar player in my metal band, came and did it, just set his computer up on my kitchen table. And it was just like I think that second half of the album sounds better. And it was in my living room, and it was just like he just like threw up a mic on the drums, and it was just like super low maintenance, but it sounds better. And it's like, well, the mojo doesn't transfer to the sound, so it just has to sound good.
What like makes it sound good?
I mean, I still don't know. That's a thing where I'm like, on a technical side of like, I don't know, wood floors seem to matter on drums a lot. So there were wood floors in House of David, but the drums just didn't sound as good. And then I used my like cheap Pearl kit in my living room, and it just sounded great. I'm like, I don't understand why that's different. And I used the house kit at House of David, and it was like more money than my life is worth. And my cheap Pearl kit ended up sounding better. So it's like, I don't know why that's different. But, and that's not to dog on House of David. It was just like, you know, we had to put in a lot of work down there to get what we got. And then the second half was just so easy. And it was just like, man, I don't understand, you know, but like having somebody you like to work with and knowing you're actually going to get the sound you want is just, that's the goal. Like mojo doesn't matter in how you feel when you're recording it. It's like, is it going to sound good?
Yeah. Tanner, with guitar, same experience or different?
Yeah, I mean, because it's like literally all the same bad parts, you know. Both instruments get the brunt of that one. But yeah, it's interesting, like kind of fleshing out who you like to work with versus, and like you're, you know, when you're picking a place, it's like, do you like to be with the person running it, and then what's the product sound like?
Yeah,
you know, like sometimes you get one, but you don't get the other, and I don't know. You just kind of, thankfully, I feel like Jack is my favorite stuff we've done.
Oh yeah.
Jack Daniels down in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Which I know it's crazy. His name is Jack Daniels.
Have you gone back there multiple times, or?
Oh yeah, yeah. This whole next record will be recorded there.
I think we did Locomotive Breath there.
Yeah.
And then we've got Grandpa was recorded there, and then we've got a couple more.
So like, what's kind of next for the band?
You know, doing more of this, I think probably trying to, just the way the world is going to the internet more, and which it was then too, but moving the tech a little bit more.
Yeah.
Still playing shows, making records.
Yeah, I think, and what Tanner was talking about with, you know, people got to hear it, you know, because, you know, if money's tight and you're going to go spend $20 on a ticket and $50 on beer and then, you know, maybe even a hotel room, and like, nobody's going out to see shows just because they want something to do. It's like, you've got Netflix, you know, like there's nobody, like, people don't do that anymore. And that's not me bemoaning the state of the world or anything. It's just what it is. And so, you know, trying to find a way, it's like, well, where are people at? Well, they're on the internet. So we have to be on the internet, you know. I think Christian Gray popped in, so shout out to him. He called me a couple months ago and just exploded my brain, just talking about kind of the focus and just how, like, because we had done some shows with him and we were just talking about the logistics of it all, and it was like, he was like, yeah, I think we just really need to refocus because we're living in the 80s, you know. And it was like, that's cool in an artistic sense, but in a logistic sense of how you're actually like reaching people, it just can't, it's just not practical anymore.
So my last question for you guys, to kind of round it out on my end, how do you remain friends through all this?
You know, we've never really struggled with that.
Are we friends?
I would say so.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what's coming out on this stream? I can't handle it.
Yeah, I think that's been the big thing is, people always say you can have three things in music. You know, the music you make, you can make money, and you can play music you like. And if you're lucky, you can have two of those. Yeah. And playing with people we like is, I think, very important to all of us. Like, we don't want to go sit in a van. I mean, we were in a van from noon on Friday till about noon today, and we never got away from each other. And it's just like, it was fine. You know, we hung out. We all liked the same stuff. We all went to a toy store and looked at, you know, classic toys, and you know, that just makes a huge difference on whether you can handle somebody for.
Because that's the majority of it. It's like 98% you're just hanging out with your buddies. So it's like, if there was somebody in there we all loathed, I mean, it would be awful.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
But yeah, I think we also just like actually want the best for each other. There's no weird like being jealous. You know what I mean? There's the stuff that would make friends be weird to each other. It's like we actually all just really want everybody to be successful and happy. So I think that makes a big difference too.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of all I had, guys.
Cool. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you for having me
doing
on.
this.
Michael Nowicki. Tell them about what your podcast came out, dude. I can't wait.
So I'm starting a podcast called Through the Wire, and what we do is we go ahead and I interview different veterans, hear their stories, kind of I want to record them and just kind of get their stories known. So
I'm really excited for it. I don't think there's really anything like it that I've seen but
yeah,
you'd probably know that better than me, but
well, I mean there is, but I just want to kind of get local veterans and different stories and
Sure.
how they end up here. So.
yeah, like he can't have enough of that.
Yeah,
Like if somebody likes it, it's like every guy you interview is awesome.
different,
different.
stories.
Like
things like
yeah,
that, so, yeah.
it's like so. I'm really pumped for it. It's gonna be
Yeah,
great.
me too.
Well, Mikey, you got anything else you want to say or do?
No, I don't think so. Just oh, yes. Just so next week we got an interview coming up. I'm going to check in with him and make sure. We might try to do some sort of album review in with that as well. But while we were at this toy shop, we found is that visible?
Yeah, turn a little bit over so there's no glare on it. Like move it like towards your face a little bit. There you go. There you go.
Yeah. So we got classic country trading cards.
The whole box set, dude.
Nice.
The whole
Yeah,
box set.
We've got 10 packs of 36 cards. So we're going to start unboxing this, and I don't know. We're going to figure out some fun things to do.
Yeah,
so.
we gotta do some sort of game. Maybe we gotta like get where we send them out to people.
No, it's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. we should do that.
So definitely tune in. We'll be, Monday nights, 8:00, depending on technical issues.
Mhm.
But we'll be back. And if anybody wants to sponsor a stream, that's on the merch store. That is in stock. Everything else is insane. So don't buy any merch at the moment. Give me 2 days. But yeah, otherwise we'll be back next week and we'll have a good time opening some cards.
Well, thank you for having me on, guys.
Dude, thank you for coming.